Hi everyone, it's Darla from Crafty.yarn.owl. Welcome. Today we're going to do a hook review as we make a cat blanket / cat mat, which can be used for dogs as well. And I'll show you one other thing that I use it for in a second. I'll show you a picture. Okay, so this is bright hooks from WeCrochet. It's a set of 15. They're color coded. This set was sent to me by Maria, one of our wonderful subscribers. Thank you so much, Maria. So I'm going to give you my honest review as I'm working this blanket using 5 yarns, a couple of 4 weights, and then 3 1 weights, holding them together. All right. Hook size I used was a 9mm. It's engraved right into the handle. I'll talk about the hook as I'm using it throughout the tutorial for this cat blanket. So it's a set of 15. I just want to show you the inside. There they are. I have the 10mm out because I'm working on another blanket. What you'll need is, of course, yarn, several yarns. Go into your stash, see what you have. Put several yarns together. I mean, these blankets are going to work up so quickly. And you're going to get rid of a lot of yarn. Yes, I know we have a lot. Some of those one ball wonder things, just use them. Different sizes together, just use them. Okay, so what else you will need is 1 stitch marker, a darning needle that has a big eye, and a pair of scissors. Let's get started on the hook review and the tutorial for the blanket. You can also use one to sit on your front step. I'll be working on a cat mat here. I have 5 yarns that I'm holding together. There's 2 thicker ones and then 3 really skinny ones. The skinny ones are actually from Temu. And this, I believe, is a Craft Smart 4 weight. And then I have another one here that I'm almost out of. This is the green one here. It's probably a 4 weight as well. And I have a standby one here, which doesn't say the weight, but I would say it's a thin 4. Patents Canadiana, 100% acrylic. Color is white. Imagine that. What I'm going to do is make a slip knot on my hook. Right here, I'm using a 9mm. So let's try out this hook. I'm going to chain around 50 and then I'm going to measure it because it needs to be 2 feet by 2 feet. The handle is very nice to hold. It's actually longer than my hand, which is nice because I don't really like the handle hitting against my palm of my hand there because it hurts after a while. So it goes past that area. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So the handle is very nice to hold. It's a nice size. It's kind of a rubbery feeling, but it's not really squishy, but it is comfortable. It's comfortable to hold. You have the indentation here for your thumb. Indentation on the other side as well. It's has a nice hook end on it. It's not jagged or anything, so the yarn doesn't catch on it. It's very nice to work with. The yarn slides smoothly along the hook. Very nice. I like it. Thank you so much, Maria. Maria sent me a whole set of 15 that she got from WeCrochet. All right, I've made 39 chains and I'm running short on this yarn. So I'm going to just connect this one. And this is how I do it. Oh, sorry, it's end of October here in Canada, and my skin is getting winter skin already. So catches on the yarn. So just going to tie the old one on to the new one. Take the other end of the new one, tie it around the old one. Grab the working ends of my yarn, pull it together till the knots meet. And then I'm going to cut off these ends fairly close to that knot. I don't like to go too close. I always get nervous, but I've never had a problem with it coming apart. All right, discard the little ends, and we're ready to go again. Forty, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50. Then I'll measure. Now I actually held up my yarn with the measuring tape. I held it up so it was freestanding in the air, and we're at about 23 inches. So that's okay. I'm going to leave it there, and may end up putting a border on it to make up the extra to make it 24 inches. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a double crochet into the 4th chain from the hook. You don't count the one on your hook. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'll go into that 4th one with a double crochet. Go on the next one with a double crochet. And so on, right to the very end of the chain. So this is a great way to use up your yarn when you're holding several strands together. So if you have extra yarn or yarn that you don't think you're going to use to make anything else with, just make cat blankets, donate them to your local shelter. Humane Society here in Manitoba, Canada takes 24 by 24 is the size. So check with your shelters. See if they're accepting them or what size they accept. From what I've seen, they fold them in half and then lay them at the bottom of the cat's cage. And here, if you want to have the blankets go home with them when they're adopted, then you go right to the front desk and you tell them that. That information was given to me by Sarah's Little Corner of the Crochet World, where I got a lot of my yarn from that I'm using to make the blankets. Yeah, so see what they do in your area. I also want to donate some to Darcy's Ark here in Winnipeg. They're a no-kill shelter. And I've mentioned this in previous videos. There'll be a playlist below of the yarn haul from Sarah, and also the cat blankets I've been making if you'd like to see them, if you haven't yet. Yep, so just going to do double crochets all the way to the end. And if your yarn gets a little twisted or something like that happens, I just run my fingers over it, or run my nail over it, straightens it out, pulls them all into place, and then I just continue on. So yes, I'm very impressed with this hook. I really like that it's longer than my hand, so it doesn't bother my hand and, you know, press against my hand. Yeah, very comfortable and very easy to use. There's a little bit of a weight to it. It's not light, feathery light that it's going to be hard to hold. I think with a little more weight like this one has, it's easier to hold and doesn't slip out of your hand. And yeah, I really like it. I'm really impressed with it. If I don't like something, I'll tell you, and I have. All right, I'm going to go to the end of the row. Now I've come across a little bit of a mess here. I know I have 5 strands of yarn on here, so that's 3, 4, and 5 right here, but there's a knot here, and all of a sudden I have 3 strands on this one strand. Not sure. So I'm going to take the yarn from here, go to the other end, or the other side of it, and actually I need to take out a stitch here. And I'm going to cut it. I'm going to cut that section out. I have enough yarn that I don't need to sit there for a very long time and try to, get this mess straightened out. So then I'm going to attach these, and I'm just going to attach all 5 of them together at the same time. Just like I did with the one single yarn, I'm just going to hold them all 5. Tie them on. Pull the knots together. Cut off the excess. And voila, done. And then just continue crocheting. Make sure I have all 5 here. Yes. All right, continue crocheting. Yep, really like this hook. Thank you so much. I haven't tried the other ones, the dots. Have not tried those. She sent me 2 sets of crochet hooks. Wow, eh? Oh my goodness. That's so nice. All right, I'll see you at the end of the row. Unless something else happens in the meantime. All right, I'm down to the end of that first row, and I remeasured just to see what's happening with it, and it actually shrunk 1/2 an inch. So that's okay. Now it's down to 22.5. Yeah, well, I'll just put a border to make it up to the 24 inches. All right, last stitch or last chain, we'll put a double crochet. And then what I do is I chain 1 and turn, and then put a double crochet in that very first stitch under that chain 1, and a double crochet into every stitch all the way to the end, and then do the same thing, chain 1, turn, make your double crochets in every stitch. And then what I do is I measure. I've decided not to count rows anymore because sometimes I don't use these sizes of yarn together. Sometimes I started using like 2 4-weights together with thin yarn or 2 thin yarns, and so the rows don't always end up being the same number, so I just do a quick measure. If the width of it is like this, 22.5 inches, I'll try to make the height of it also the same, 22.5, and then just do a border all the way around to make it, roughly 24 inches tall, 24 inches wide. Yeah, so you guys working on cat blankets? Are you getting rid of a lot of your yarn? Oh my goodness, I'm getting rid of so much yarn. Getting rid of it. Using it up, making cat blankets, which are also known as cat mats. The cats, I'm sure, appreciate them very much. And I'll come back and show you the border that I make. All right, we're about to do the border. Now what I've done is I've measured the width again of the blanket. And it's actually almost at 24 inches now. Now, I don't know how it grows like that because I think I ended up with 22.5 as I was crocheting, and then now it's at almost 24 wide. So I made the height of it around 24 inches as well. And I'm on the right side of my work. I know that because my starting tail is down here at the left bottom. So now I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to do a single crochet border Double crochet would be worked up the same way if you want to just do a double crochet, if you need to make up the difference in size. So let's go ahead. And I'm still loving this hook. Maria, thank you so much for this hook set. I haven't tried the other set yet, but I of course I'm going to. Okay, so I've put my last double crochet in the last stitch. And then I'm going to chain 1. And then I'm going to go right back in there with 3 single crochets. Okay, that's the first one. I'm going to mark this first one with a stitch marker because we're going to want to slip stitch into it when we come back around. So that was the first one. And put 2 more in that same spot. This is just going to help us get around this corner. Okay, so it's 3 single crochets. And now we're at the edge of our double crochet rows. Okay, so I'm going to put 2 single crochets right around that double crochet there. That's what we'll be doing in every edge of the row, is put 2, whether you be using single crochets or double crochets. Make just 2 of them in there. Okay, so here's the end of the next row, or the edge. Just poke your hook in there where it will go. Put a single crochet and another single crochet. And these ones are easy because it's a big space there, so just put 2 single crochets around that stitch. Okay, keep doing that down the side, and I'll see you at the next corner. Now we're at corner number 2. I just have this last double crochet, so I'll put 2 single crochets around it. Okay, now we're at our tail, our starting tail here. So what I'm going to do there is go right in that first stitch with 3 single crochets. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over that tail and hold it here. That way we don't have to weave it in later. All right, so that was 3 single crochets. All right, then we go the next stitch right here. This is our starting chain. Just go in that chain, grab your yarn, your tail, and put it on top, and then just make your single crochet. And just keep doing that so we can hide that tail. Once you made a few stitches, then you can just tug on that tail a little bit and then cut it off, which I'll be doing very soon. Okay. All right, I've buried it enough. I'll cut it off. Don't accidentally cut your working yarn. I usually tug it a little bit because then it will go back like a turtle's head into the into the stitch. Okay, so continue doing that, making single crochet in all your chains or your stitches, and then when you get to your last one, put 3 single crochets and then put 2 single crochets around the edge of each of your rows. And then I'll meet you at the where we began at the border. All right, I'm coming to the end of the border. I have 1 more stitch to go into here with a single crochet. Then I'm going to slip stitch into the one that I marked, that first single crochet of the row or of the border. And do a slip a stitch. Oops, come on. Got 5 strands there. And then chain 1. Pull out my yarn, cut it off. Now I'm going to sew in the end, or weave in the end. I'm not going to do each strand by itself, individually. I'm going to do them all together. I'm going to do it like this. Push them all through there, all the strands. Go to the back of my work and just weave it in. Like to come back on itself, but not go in where I came out, because that might undo my work. Just skip a strand or 2. Weave. Whoopsies, got too close to the end. Reload. And then go back on itself one more time. Like so. Cut off those ends and then you're done. You can use it for your kitties or your puppy or donate them. Make a big one for your big dog. If you have an elephant, well, just kidding. Yeah, so that's it. That's our blanket. We are done. Now, like I showed at the beginning of the video, you could also put it on your front doorstep, on a chair in the backyard. You know, keep your tush warm while you're, enjoying the cool evening breeze. Final word about the hook. I love it. I love it. The yarn just slides along the shaft. There's no little, sometimes you get those little bits of metal your yarn gets caught on. Nothing. Okay, I've only used the 9mm, and I'm using the 10mm as well right now, making another blanket. Beautiful handle, nice size, very comfortable on the hand. Nice thumb indentation here, indentation on the other side as well. The hook is a little longer so it doesn't press against, can you see right here? It doesn't press against the palm of my hand, like right there. Those shorter hooks make my palm ache. So this one is great because it's, see, a little longer. And it's a nice weight. It's got some weight to it. It's not light. It doesn't go flying out of my hand when I'm crocheting. I absolutely love it. I love it. Some of the metal hooks don't have, or what are they, aluminum? They don't have a cover, and I find them very slippery. And I find that my hand is always grabbing them, and it just makes my hand ache. So thank you, Maria. Thank you. I definitely recommend this hook set. Again, it's called Bright Hooks. It's a 15-piece set from WeCrochet. And I'm so blessed to have this gifted to me by Maria. And she gifted me another set of hooks. Check out that Happy Mail video. I'll link it above. All right, thank you, everyone. And I hope you enjoyed this video. And please give me a like. When you hit the like button, it actually pushes the video out so more people can see it. Maybe somebody else is interested in learning about this bright hook and if it's, recommended or not. So I hope you enjoyed this, and I'll have some more tutorials linked at the end of this video if you'd like to take a look at those. I have over 100 on my channel. So I thank you all very much. I'll see you all as soon as I can. Thank you.